the score would have been tied. But fortunately, it was ruled Moreland had caught it fairly, and the Cubs won 6-5. For more thrills on Cubs baseball, stay with us now as the second game of the series comes up in a moment. Participating advertisers in Cubs baseball are...
Sing and have a croissant to go.
A croissant to go at Burger King. Hurry, it's going fast.
Well, here we are. A shrink treating a guy in his underwear. I think I've hit the real bottom this time.
The Bob Newhart Show, weeknights at 6:30 here on Channel 9.
The highlights in yesterday's victory over the Giants were 2 home runs by Ron Cey, his 300th and 301st of his career, many of them hit against the San Francisco Giants. But it took a broken bat single, driving in 2 runs by Terry Francona to win the ball game 6-5. Stay with us now for doubleheader thrilling action as the Cubs face the Giants again. Participating advertisers in Cubs baseball are Budweiser, Beechwood Age for the clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. Toyota dealers, who remind you to buckle up. Who could ask for anything more? Your neighborhood True Value hardware stores. They've got what it takes. Your neighborhood Unocal 76 dealers, who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. United Airlines. You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly sky. Zenith. At Zenith, the quality goes in before the name goes on. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation. The Chicago Tribune. A great city deserves a great newspaper. Your Chicagoland, Northern Indiana Better Buick dealer. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? And Canon. So advanced, it's the world's leader in 35mm photography.
Bud Thunder. It's revved up and coming at you.
Darryl, it's 110 stories high.
World's tallest building. You ready?
Darryl, are you sure these will hold us?
No problem. They'll take us all the way to the top.
But Darryl...
There'll be endorsements,
Darryl...
TV appearances, books. We'll make millions. You ready?
Are you sure these will hold?
Trust me. They'll stick like glue.
There's an easier way to reach new financial heights. Play Lotto.
Hello again, everybody. With Steve Stone, I'm Harry Carey. We're at Candlestick Park here early in the day. It's only noon, and we're going to have a doubleheader, the first of the year. One of only two regularly scheduled doubleheader for the Cubs this year.
The Cubs are going to face a newly resurrected pitcher, Mike Lacoste. He threw very well last time out. 7 1/3 innings against St. Louis. Didn't give up any runs. He's got a good split-finger fastball, and Harry, Roger Craig talked to you about that.
Yes, he has taken to the pitch better than anybody else, primarily because of the length of his fingers. He's able to get the ball between his fingers very easily.
Well, he throws the ball pretty well. He doesn't have a good fastball, and he'll be opposed by Rick Sutcliffe today in Game 1. The Cubs, who took the first 2 games of this series, have 2 of their best going today in Sutcliffe and Eckersley.
You know, I'm just wondering whether all this publicity about the split-finger fastball might not be a little camouflage of what it really is, which is a spitball.
Well, I don't think any of them are using it too well at this point. They have good split-finger fastballs, especially the man who pitched yesterday, Garrelts. But this ball club is on kind of a suicide mission if they keep using 4 or 5 relievers every game, and I'm talking about the Giants.
All right, we'll be back with the ball game, the starting lineups in a moment.
United Airlines welcomes you to spring with low fares that can take you to more places than any other airline. 150 cities from coast to coast. Fares as low as $39 to $169 each way with full Friendly Skies service. Spring is in the air, so take off with a low United fare.
You're not just flying, you're flying the Friendly Skies.
It's time to visit one of the world's great garden spots, the lawn and garden department at True Value Hardware Stores. That's where you'll find this Green Thumb wheelbarrow and these dependable Green Thumb tools, plus the 36-inch by 50-foot roll of Gilbert and Bennett Diamond Guard fencing and their assorted sized fence posts. See them at participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers.
Of all the discerning people who buy Buicks, more buy Century than any other. Now, why is that? Is it because of Century's standard fuel injection and front-wheel drive? Or perhaps it's Century's distinctive style and unmistakable comfort? Actually, there are a lot of good reasons for buying a new Century, but the best one still is, you deserve it.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago National League Ball Club, which has the right of approval of the announcers and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Chicago National League Ball Club is prohibited.
In the event of an emergency, fans sitting in the upper deck are instructed to take the nearest available exit.
With Steve Stone, Harry Carey back at Candlestick. Here are the lineups for today's game. First game of the doubleheader for the Cubs. Dunston at short, Francona at first, Sandberg at second, Moreland at right, Davis the catcher, Say at third, Matthews in left, Dernier in center, and Rick Sutcliffe the pitcher. For the Giants, it will be Gladden in center field, Clark at first, Chris Brown is back with the ball club playing third, Leonard is in left, Davis in right, Melvin the catcher, Thompson at second, Uribe at short, and Mike Lacoste, whose 1-1 loss now with an earned run average of 2.20, will be the pitcher. The umpires, there's Harry Wendelstedt behind the plate, Terry Tate at first, Jerry Crawford at second, and Charlie Williams at third. Sean Dunston was 4 out of 4 Friday night, hitless in 5 trips yesterday afternoon.
Mike Lacoste was released by the Kansas City Royals the end of last year, and he signed with San Francisco as a free agent in February of 1986. He had an outstanding spring, and that's how he made the ball club. They didn't think he had much of a chance, but he only gave up 1 run in his first 4 appearances, and he made the Giants rotation. This is his second start after spending 5 appearances in the bullpen. Last time out against St. Louis, he was brilliant. This year, 1-0, 2.20 ERA, 7 appearances. This is his second start and his third start since 1984.
Boy, he reminds me of a pitcher used to be with the Giants some years ago. Sidearm right-hander Bobby Bolin. Lacoste is built just like him. Tall, rangy, 6'4", thin, about 180 pounds. Here's Sean Dunston to lead it off. First pitch of the ball game. Low and outside, ball one. The Bradley University alumni chapter of the San Francisco Bay Area. 40 members in a group here today. Lacoste made one pitch and is cleaning his spikes. 1 ball, no strikes. The delivery now. He bunts down the third base line. He may beat it out. No, out. Got him by a half a step. Nice play by Chris Brown.
The Giants have their infant infield back intact. Chris Brown playing third base today for the first time in the series, and he makes a good play. Lacoste wisely lets it go. Brown with a good strong arm guns it over there.
Boy,
Terry Tata said he was out, but it looked like he tied the throw.
He was out. His foot was not quite on the back. But, you know, Lacoste made the play. Had he reached for the ball, even had he fielded it cleanly, he couldn't have gotten him to throw what Chris Brown did coming in and fielding the ball in throwing position. Here's Francona. He's already helped the Cubs immeasurably in the 2 games he's played. He drove in an important run Friday night, and he won the game with the 2 tie-breaking runs in the 9th yesterday. Ground ball hit sharply, but Thompson has it over the first of the out. 2 up, 2 down. And here's Sandberg.
You'll know when Mike Lacoste is sharp because all he'll give up is ground balls. He throws a sinker and that split finger fastball. Both of them go down. So he, a lot like Steve Trout, is going to get a lot of ground balls today, and his infielders should be on their toes.
Here's Sandberg. He's had 3 out of 8 in the series, batting .264 now for the year with 2 homers and 11 RBI. Fastball a little bit low. Mike Lacoste. Cubs have Sutcliffe and Eckersley going for him in the doubleheader today. There's that split finger fastball low. Ball 2. Gia Tupera and Judy Montalbano join the game here. There's Rick Sutcliffe, who'll be taking the mound in a few moments. Sandberg waiting the pitch. Ball 3 is low, 3-0. Keith Moreland on deck. Sandberg takes a look at Don Zimmer as you take a look at Jim Fry. Caught the outside corner at the knees. 3 balls and a strike.
Lacoste originally came up with Cincinnati, was sold to Houston on waivers in 1982. Had a .290 ERA that year with the Astros.
Wall, he walked him. Here's Moreland, who was hitless yesterday, 0 for 5. Had 1 out of 4 Friday night. Karras and Mark Staniak from Eugene, Oregon, are here to pull for the Cubs today.
It's only the 4th walk by Mike Lacoste in 17 innings, so he's got good control. But he's having a lot of trouble with his spikes. He can't keep the mud out of them and consistently cleaning them. We haven't had rain in quite a while, Harry. I can't figure that out.
I guess they wetted down the infield rather heavily. 2 men are out, a runner at first. Moreland digging in. A high pop foul out of play. John Napier from Cedar Falls, Iowa. Among the many Cub fans here. There you see Roger Craig, former pitcher Now the manager of the Giants. Fellow well qualified to be a major league manager. Through many years as a pitcher and as a coach. The delivery. Outside. That evens the count. A ball and a strike. Robert Arno from Stanford University with his son Tony watching the game here. One is the count. Runner back. The Cubs leave right after the doubleheader for Chicago. Have an off day tomorrow. And then open a series against Tommy Lasorda's red-hot Los Angeles Dodgers, who've won their last 7 in a row.
Kind of interesting to look around the infield and realize that last year, the opening day infield was David Green, Manny Trio, Chris Brown, and Johnny LeMaster. The only one that remains is Chris Brown. And they had 5 years more major league experience than the current infield.
2 out, a runner at first. The pitch to Moreland. And the split finger fastball is low. 2 balls and a strike.
You got to figure him to throw either the split finger or a breaking ball here. Good opportunity to try and run Sandberg, although that foot hasn't been 100%. Let's see if Jim Fry takes that into account.
He gets back to first. Marty and Carol Cachapalia from Rockford, Illinois are here.
Now spell that one backwards.
That's what their note says. Spell it back. I think it might be easier. Watch Sandberg. He holds. They pitch out. Ball 3. Everybody was thinking along with you.
Roger Craig calls all the pitch outs from the dugout, and it's like Bob Melvin's head is on a swivel behind there. He takes a look at the hitter, then he has to take a look at the pitcher. Now he's looking into the dugout, as you can see. So he spends a lot of time looking away from the ball field with Roger Craig as the manager.
That name spelled backwards. Gampapakat. Cachipalio sounds better. There's a high pop fly. Will Clark under the ball makes the count in foul territory. So the Cubs go down without scoring in the first. We move into the bottom half. No score.
Save on Puma's Tough Spike baseball shoes with removable liners. The RV1, only $21.96 at Sport Mart. For sports, it's Sport Mart.
Hey, Jill, did you know I got a photographic memory?
No, Nick.
Sure, watch this. Rick Sutcliffe, 812 strikeouts, 3.73 ERA, 81 wins, 54 losses.
Wow, Nick.
Gary Matthews.
Cub fans, right now you can get a photographic memory free from Unical dealers.
Scott Sanderson.
1 earned run in 39 innings.
How'd you know that?
Yeah, the stats are on the back, Nick.
Hey, Murph, did you know I got a photographic
Spirit of 76.
Get your free Cub action photos.
A lot goes into the Chicago Tribune every Sunday. Many consider it the best newspaper in the Midwest, with some of the best writers and photographers in America. To others, it's simply the best source of information. And to quite a few, it's a matter of pure enjoyment.
Morning, Dad. I'm out of here.
But to Billy and his dad,
Me get Maple Street.
it's just another day's work.
Life is full of changes, and State Farm is there.
I'm State Farm Agent George Palmy. If your family's like mine, you'll find reminders of how fast things change. Wasn't so long ago, my daughter Jill was riding in this. Now she drives this. Look around you. If you see your insurance needs have changed, auto, home, life, or health, see your State Farm agent for a family insurance checkup. The advice is free.
And like a good neighbor,
And the decisions are yours.
State Farm is there.
Tough Guy Week begins Monday night at 7 on Channel 9.
Harry Carey back at Candlestick. Here are the other scores. We have a moment. Darryl Strawberry hit his 4th homer of the year in the first with 1 on. The Mets are out in front at Cincinnati, 3-0. Darling pitching for the Mets, and Soto, who's having his problem, as is his team, the rest. That's the only National League score we have. In the American League, Texas and the Yankees are tied 1-1 in the 3rd. Detroit leading Minnesota 3-0 at the end of 4. Toronto leads Seattle 1-0 at the end of 3. And Rick Sutcliffe on the hill.
Billy Connors has been working with Rick Sutcliffe. He's trying to get him to stay over the top with his arm. When he gets under it, he gets the ball up, and it doesn't help his breaking ball any. And they've been after the big right-hander to speed it up some. This is a good day to pitch here.
Here's Dan Gladden, the center fielder. The pitch, he bunts foul back for a strike. Gladden is 1 out of 9 in the series, batting .270 for the year with no homers and 4 RBI. Paul Wagner and Felicia Wisbicki, formerly a Mount Prospect, watching the game. There's a curve. He was going to bunt again. It was in there for a strike call. And Gladden is in the hole 0-2.
Rick's had good luck with the Giants' lifetime, 4-2, 3.18 ERA. Last year, he was 1-0 against them in 2 starts, a .257 earned run average.
0-2 the count. The delivery. And it's a little bit outside. He's thrown 3 straight breaking balls.
The Giants have not beaten Sutcliffe while wearing a Cub uniform. Those 2 victories against him came when he was a Dodger.
The pitch. Fly ball, center field, easy out. Bobby Dernier is there. 1 gone. Gladden flies out to Dernier. John and Lori Westland from Erie, Illinois. Are here. So's Keith Barnes from Chicago. And Michelle Grifka from Northwestern.
Clark has made a habit of swinging at the first pitch if it's a fastball in his zone. Sutcliffe will have to be careful.
The pitch. Curveball in there, a beauty. Boy, he's coming right over the top of that curve, and he's had a good one so far.
It's a good way to start out. A first ball fastball hitter. Now he's in a hole.
Now the pitch. Another curve, this time a little bit low and outside. 1 out, nobody on. Clark batting .302 for the year with 4 homers. Swings and he fouled, tips, and he's off stride on that pitch.
A couple of starts ago, Rick Sutcliffe shook off Jody Davis on about 75% of the signs. Another thing Billy Connors was talking to him about was going along with Jody more times than not. Good communication is essential between pitcher and catcher.
There's a pitch inside. Now the count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Will Clark has had 1 out of 5 in each game of the series. The delivery, here it is. Smash hard right at Sandberg. He's got it. 2 gone. Brandon Kevin Morrell from Wilmette on hand. So's Kathy Libby. 2 men are out. Chris Brown returning to the lineup. He missed the first 2 games because of the illness of his father in Los Angeles. He's hitting .328 for the year, 1 homer and 10 RBI.
He's a potent bat back in the lineup. Last year he hit 16 home runs with 61 RBIs.
There's a fastball, brushes him back a little bit.
He's a big man at 6'2", 210, out of Jackson, Mississippi, now lives in Los Angeles.
There's a strike call. He swings and he misses. In case you're wondering how that youngster, Roger Clemens, is doing after his record-breaking strikeout performance. He's already got 10 strikeouts in 6 innings today in Boston. He's pitching again. Against Oakland. There's a pitch to go around. Yeah! On the appeal. First base umpire Terry Tata said he went around. Nothing across. At the end of 1 inning, no score.
You can audition for Puttin' on the Hits. Tryouts are Friday, May 9th at the Brickyard. Call 745-8464 for details.
On the next Barney Miller, Harris gets a new assignment.
Come up with a modest little skin flick, which we could then distribute on the peep show circuit so as to get a better idea of how they operate.
Line 2, it's Henri, your set designer.
But takes it too seriously.
These people have come to expect really good production values. Well-defined characters. Midgets.
Monday night at 6 on Channel 9.
In the minors, you must have called it all 1,000 times. Then one day, you got the call.
What's this, rookie umpire?
Here's to you. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
Compliment for that gentleman.
I've always been afraid of 2 things, flying and good cameras. But with this Canon T70, I'm not afraid. This push-button T70 is so easy to use, I can even get the tough shots, like backlit shots. Stop! Take action shots. Bang! I can even use a zoom. Boom!
The Canon T70, so advanced it makes the tough shot simple.
I'm fearless now. Ooh!
Enter the Canon photo contest and win an adventure trip on the Salmon River. Details at Canon dealers.
William Holden, Jennifer Jones. Love is a many-splendored thing. Monday night at 11:30 on Channel 9.
With Steve Stone, Harry Carey back at Candlestick. As we go in the top of the 2nd inning, that young lady had just washed her hair and can't do a thing with it. Jody Davis leading it off. First pitch is high. My good friend Joe Laughlin, who's the Vice President and General Manager of WGN-TV. Here's a note that'll be of interest to him. Mike Lane, Pat and Chris Lane are here to cheer for the Cubs. They were neighbors of the Laughlins when he was in charge of the Tribune station there in Denver. Bouncing ball foul. And they want to send their regards along to Joe Laughlin and his lovely wife, Lynn. Boy, what people won't do to keep from making a phone call.
Had to buy a lot of tickets to keep from making that phone call.
Yeah. 1-2 the count on Jody Davis. He's 2 out of 7 in the series. 2 doubles Friday night. Fouls are backing out of play.
Look at a pretty good
Beautiful
defensive catcher right there, Bob Melvin.
Now the pitch. Little bit inside. That evens the count at 2-2. Jody trying to get something started here. him out. Called. Jody Davis called out on strike.
For some reason, Harry, Jody goes up on certain days, looks very aggressive, and on other days he sits back and takes a lot of called third strikes. I think he struck out about 30 or 40% of the time, but the majority of those are looking.
Yeah, called. Here's Ron Say, who hit 2 homers yesterday. The 300th and 301st of his career.
He's being roundly booed here, but that's a sign of respect from fans who realize how much damage he's done over the years.
Well, he's had 40 home runs against the Giants during his career with 133 RBI. He's hit 25 of them, I think, right here in this ballpark.
And that's the most against the Giants in this park of any active player. The only guy who's hit more has been Willie Stargell, who's hit 26. So Ron Say has got 4 more games in this park, and that record is certainly within reach.
Breaking ball, split finger fastball low and outside. Strawberry just hit another home run, his second of the day. And the Mets are leading the Reds 4-0 in the 4th. Hey, swings and he misses.
Mario Soto, who gave up 4 home runs in 1 inning last time out to Montreal, continues to have his problems.
Boy, he has given up a lot of home runs already. One and 2 the count. There's a drive in the center field, but it'll be caught. Say hit the ball hard, but he lined it right at Gladden. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Gary Matthews.
Number 36, left fielder Gary Matthews.
The Atlanta Hawks have defeated the Boston Celtics in the NBA playoffs 106-94. Celtics way ahead in that series, though, aren't they? Here's a strike call. Matthews hitting 190 for the year with no homers and 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop, Uribe. He throws, and Matthews is an easy out. Nothing across. We go in the bottom of the 2nd, no score.
You know, there's lots of reasons I bought my new Toyota Celica.
In the daytime, it's the 16-valve 2-liter engine. And at night, boy, do I look good. In the daytime, it's 135 horsepower, makes me feel real special. And at night, boy, do I look good.
In the daytime, Celica's front-wheel drive helps me handle the road.
And at night, boy, do I look good.
The Toyota Celica GTS.
Who can ask for anything more? Toyota.
No other taste attracts so much attention. Diet Pepsi, you gotta be the most refreshingest invention. See that smile, see that look. Diet Pepsi is all it took. Diet Pepsi, have I mentioned? You gotta be the most refreshingest invention. No other taste attracts so much attention.
Want to paint like a professional? It's easy with the Easy Roller Kit from Easy Painter. It cuts painting time and eliminates messy pan. The special control valve adjusts the rolling speed and thickness for the finish you want. Works great with latex or oil-based paint, too. And it's on sale now at Builder's Square for only $12.44. You don't have to be a professional to paint like one with the Easy Roller Kit. Just $12.44 at Builder's Square.
A square deal that's right for you.
Did you use unnecessary deadly force?
I used everything I had.
Stallone is Cobra. Rated R. Soon, everywhere.
Number 20, left fielder Jeffrey Underwood.
Harry Carey back in Candlestick. We go in the bottom of the 2nd.
Harry, you ought to think about getting a pair of pants like that. I think you'd look good in them.
It looks like a forest. Can't see the forest because of the trees. Here's Jeff Leonard hitting 275. Jerry Pritikin, the bleacher preacher, has sent up some kosher pickles, and I mean they're kosher. There's a drive into center field. It was misjudged. Dernier broke back, and the ball drops in front of him. It sounded like it was well hit, but he hit it off his fist, and the ball dunked in the short center.
This ball freezes Bobby Dernier in center field. As you can see, he just stands there for a couple of beats, and that cost him a base hit.
Here's Chili Davis now.
You can be able to keep the score with that kosher pickle juice all over your score sheet.
Hey, you know why I opened up this little keg of kosher pickle? I figured the aroma from the pickles will compensate for the nasty smell of your dirty cigar.
Well, I'll tell you what, I might make a deal with you. I might quit smoking if you put the lid back on that thing.
No, go keep smoking, that's all right. Artie, you want some of these pickles, huh? All right, we'll send them now. Chili Davis, the batter. A runner at first. I've done almost everything conceivable on the air in my career, except this. This one, it sounds like when you bite into a pickle. If we have smell-o-vision going...
You folks at home are in trouble, I'll tell you that.
Pitch out, nobody going. Not bad, Steve. Kosher pickle for breakfast?
Arnie's looking for the corned beef. He says you can hold the pickles.
Chili Davis hitting 275 with 3 homers, 15 RBI. Hey, they throw over there quickly this time.
Dangerous practice by Jeff Leonard. He went back in standing up, and Terry Francona almost got him. They have yet to throw out Leonard Stealing this year. He's a good base runner. He's fast, but not as fast as some of the real good base runners in the league.
Hey, close.
Very close once again at first base.
Boy, oh boy, you snitch, you. Again! Boy, they almost had it.
Jose Morales, a premier pinch hitter during the course of his career, now the coach at first base. Leonard wants to smooth out the dirt over there. He's had to come back quickly a couple of times, and he might be digging himself a hole.
All right, Arnie, the pickles are on their way to you. And I want you to put the same caption on the screen that you put for me. Arnie eating pickles. Foul out of play. 1-1 to count. Sutcliffe's going to have to be at his best the way LaCassa's looked.
He doesn't want to throw Chili Davis an off-speed pitch because they're playing him around toward left center field. An off-speed pitch, especially inside, Chili can pull it into the gap in right center, and there is a big hole.
Sutcliffe is holding Leonard as close as he can. But Leonard, again, is away to a daring lead. He gets back safely. Looks like he's got Sutcliffe pretty well read.
When you go into first base standing up, you run the risk of having your momentum carry you off the bag. With that in mind, Terry Francona keeps the glove on Leonard even well after the ball gets over there.
Again. Hey, he almost came off the bag. I wonder, is Leonard that sure of being able to get back standing up, or is his leg bothering?
He's got a clause in his uniform, in his contract, where They only wash his uniform once a week, so he doesn't want to dirty it up.
There's the pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike. Very fine crowd. They're still coming in.
This is the pitch they're probably going to try to send Leonard. Sutcliffe might want to give him a real good move at first base.
No, he just lobs the ball over there. Steve will be talking to Al Rosen, former slugging third baseman of the Cleveland Indians, and now the president and general manager of the Giants. That's between games today. Quick throw, the runner back. The Pickles are on their way by Federal Express. He's going to bunt. Oh, and it's going to go for a hit. Great play. A wild throw by Sage. Here comes Leonard around third. They hold him up there.
No reason at all to make that throw by Ron Say. No way to get Chili Davis when he pushed the ball by Sutcliffe. Outstanding idea by Chili Davis. And watch the ill-advised throw by the Penguin. Once the ball gets by Sutcliffe, Davis is home free. Now Ron throws the ball well up the line. And Leonard advances to third base. It's got to be a single and an error.
Now Melvin, the catcher, will be the hitter. Jim Fry comes out. You think there's something about the way Sutcliffe is throwing the ball that prompts Jim to come out this early, or is there something else?
I know one thing, he doesn't appear to have the best velocity on his fastball, but I don't think Jim is too concerned about that. He's thrown a good curveball today. He just wants to make sure that he settles down. He's probably telling him, Harry, look, it's early in the ball game. Concede the run at third base. We're not too worried about that at this time. Just keep us out of a big inning. Try to get the ground ball, get the double play. Even if we're down 1-0, our offense can still come back against Lacoste.
So here's Bob Melvin, the catcher. He's hitting 170 for the year. He's had 1 out of 4 in each game. The infield's going to play back with a double play. The pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Sutcliffe was 1-1, lost 3 this year with a high earned run average of 4.41. Boy, that was a great bunt by Chili Davis. Going outside. Sutcliffe is struggling. Coles, Whitaker, and Parrish have homered for the Tigers as they lead Minnesota 4-1. There's a double play ball, 1 out. Out at second. Out at first, the run scored. Melvin rolled into a double play, 6-4-3. Leonard crossing the plate.
Well, that was the advice Jim Fry gave him. It certainly worked out well. They do concede the run, but they cut down 2. A real snappy double play.
Batting 7.
Here's Rob Thompson now.
Second baseman, Robbie Thompson.
Thompson had 3 hits yesterday, 1 Friday night. Roger Clemens going for his 5th victory of the year for the Red Sox. At a 4-0 lead, and he has fanned 10 in the first 6 innings. There's a pitch low and outside. Rob Thompson.
Roger Craig likes this young man because he says he's never out of position. He knows how to play the game. He's in perfect shape on all cutoffs.
There's a good fastball over the outside corner. And the count evens. A ball and a strike. Giants are out in front 1-0. Low.
Thompson had to battle Mike Woodard as well as Brad Wellman. That was in spring training for the second base job, and he won it.
2 balls and a strike. Third ball is low, ball 3. 3-1. Line into the left field corner. Extra bases. Thompson is on his way to second with a stand-up double.
Three-1 pitch, and it's a fastball low and down the middle. And the more 3-1 and 2-0 counts you have in the course of a game, the more you're going to get beat around. Sutcliffe just can't afford to get behind Harry because his stuff is not that sharp today.
I don't think his stuff has been sharp other than the opening game of the season. Even the game he won, I think it was 7-5. They're going to walk Uribe now to get to Mike Lacoste. It's a lack of consistency, it seems like. One, I don't think his fastball is as good as it was before he got hurt.
He had a very bad leg injury, and I think at the time he hurt his shoulder. And in spring training, he really didn't pop the ball, but he said that he was working on his breaking pitches and his off-speed pitches. Then opening day, when he threw, he looked very good. He had a good fastball. But I don't think there's any doubt, Harry, that he really hasn't thrown the good, hard fastball or sharp breaking pitches since then. He'll throw it in spots. He just can't do it consistently.
All right, here's Lacoste. Swings and he pops it up on the infield. Dunston took charge and made the catch. 1 run on 3 hits, 1 costly error, and 2 left. At the end of 2, Giants lead 1-0.
Stand by. Here's your hotline tip of the hour from the Comb Company. You see us in the Wall Street Journal. We take brand name closeouts and sell to our customers below dealer cost. Like this imported leather briefcase set, a $230 value, both yours for $68. Here's top quality imported leather, luxury details like tailored stitching and polished bright work. Your own double combination locks close like a bank vault. A special compartment snaps out, expands to give you 25% more storage when you need it. Nestled inside is the leather banker's case. Neat, trim, button-down look, 2 cases. Genuine imported leather for $68. You can't lose. Available only on the Comb hotline. Have your credit card ready.
Send your check or call 800-554-7000. Credit cards only by phone, 800-554-7000. For rush delivery, call now.
Once you start listening to a Delco music system, you'll never want to stop. Nothing else sounds quite like Delco because it's specifically designed to match the acoustics of your very own GM truck while it's still on the drawing board. Delco Electronics delivers sound so true, you just can't be lured away from it. Delco designed in sound. You'll love it too much to leave it. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Monday night at 7 on Channel 9.
A participating advertiser in Cubs baseball is the Illinois State Lottery. With $1 million, life is a breeze. Play Windfall Instant Lottery. With Steve Stone, Harry Carey back at Candlestick. We go to the top of the 3rd. Bobby Dernier will lead it off. Cubs looking for their first base hit. Norma Perry of Plymouth, California, along with her daughter, Nancy Bose. Hoping to see a double victory for the Cubs. A pitch a little bit low. Janie and Chuck Dell of Milton, Freewater, Oregon. Watch the games on GN all the time or here in person. There's a little pop fly, gonna drop, base hit. A broken bat blooper. And there's the first hit off Lacoste. That'll bring up Sutcliffe.
Batting ninth, number 40, pitcher Rick Sutcliffe.
Ordinarily, you'd think this was an automatic bunt situation. But Jim Fry has a big left-hander that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's got 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Let's see what he does with Sutcliffe.
Roger Clemens pitching for the Red Sox was scored on the 7th. Boston leading 4-1. The Red Sox are batting the bottom of the 8th. We know Clemens has at least 10 strikeouts already. In his last start, he had 20, a new major league record. Runner back. Mattingly hit a homer with a man on to tie up Texas 3-3 in the 7th.
If Sutcliffe doesn't bunt, there'll be a surprise Chris Brown.
He pulled back. The pitch was inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Detroit leading Minnesota, as I mentioned before, 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Coles, Whitaker, and Parrish with homers. Toronto leading Seattle 2-0 in the 6th. Steve against Moore. Dernier is back.
A lot of times what a manager will do will say, okay, I'll give you 1 swing. And if you don't hit the ball somewhere, you'll bunt. Let's see if that holds true. Chris Brown very close at third base.
They throw over to first, the runner back. Cleveland and Chicago, they're tied up 2-2 in the 3rd. The Indians have won their last 6 in a row. California out in front of Milwaukee 2-0 in the 4th. Kansas City leads Baltimore 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Whoa, he bunts the ball in the air. They let it drop. And now they throw to second for 1. They got the slow man on. That's a smart play. He popped the ball in the air. Lacoste could have caught it. But he knew how the Sutcliffe is slow, and he wanted to get the faster man off base.
A smart play, Harry, except the better play would have been to throw to first base, let him retire Sutcliffe, and then get Bobby Dernier in a rundown. By throwing to second, Sutcliffe knows the play is going to go that way, and he gets a chance to beat it out. So a good thought process, but a throw to Will Clark would have served him a lot better.
So there's 1 away. The National League scores. Philadelphia leading Atlanta 5-1 in the 9th. Darryl Strawberry has already hit 2 homers. The game's only in the 4th inning, and the Mets are out in front of Cincinnati 4-0. Houston and Montreal, no score at the end of 1. Dodgers batting in the bottom of the 2nd, no score with the Cardinals. Pittsburgh and San Diego hasn't gotten underway. Here's Dunston taking a slider outside.
Valenzuela threw a 5-hit shutout at St. Louis yesterday.
Fouled it off his foot. And Hershiser's throwing against him today. That's, if nothing else, the Cardinals had the satisfaction of batting against $2 million worth of salaries within 24 hours.
And they're really showing them that they can't push him around, aren't they? 5 hits they managed yesterday.
Redbirds are having their problem. One to nothing Giants lead. We're in the 3rd. Ground ball to Clark. Steps on the bag for 1, throws a second. But he's out. Sutcliffe slipped off the bag.
Harry, we told you what happens when you go in standing up. You can come off the bag.
So it is no runs, one hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third, Giants leading 1-0.
You got a great pair of hands.
Thanks. The rest of me's kind of cute, too.
Trapper John, weeknights at 10:30 on Channel 9.
When it's time to put on your fix-up hat, start with top-quality equipment from True Value hardware stores, like durable GE household sealants and Wagner glass mask for painting around windows. The Easy Roller by Easy Painter makes painting quicker, and it comes with a free brush. And top it all off with our True Test Easy Care Latex Flat Finish from participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks, Murph. You know, honey, I always buy 76 gasoline so my car will run smoother.
I buy it because it keeps my carburetor clean.
Well, we'll buy 76 so our car will run smoother.
Cleaner.
Smoother.
Cleaner.
You're both right. 76 gives your car a smoother running engine because it keeps your carburetor clean.
Oh, darling, our first bite.
No, it wasn't.
The spirit of 76. It was, too. An official sponsor of the Liberty Centennial.
On April 14th, GM car prices were raised across the board, and this Buick price sticker became extinct. But you can still beat the GM price increase at your better Buick dealer. Buy now and choose from over 10,000 new Buicks in dealer stock. Buicks ordered before the price increase. Plus, get financing as low as 5.9%, the lowest GM AC rate in history. But hurry, these old sticker prices and 5.9% financing won't last forever. See your better Buick dealer now and save.
Tough Guy Week begins Monday night at 7 on Channel 9.
Harry Carey back at Candlestick Park. We're going to show you the play. Now watch Sutcliffe going in, standing up. After Clark and Randy came off the bag. And Uribe had the ball on him all the time. Here's Gladden to lead it off. Fouls it back. Teresa Stark Markarian here with a group from the Naval Postgraduate School in Monterey, California. Lieutenant Tom Phelan in that group enjoying a birthday here. He had a cut and he missed. 1-0, the Giants are leading.
They've been exploiting Dan Gladden on the inside part of the plate up. They've been completely tying him up with a good fastball, and he's been swinging through him consistently.
That pitch was high. 2-2. Barely got a piece of it. Donna and Dave Goldberg, formerly of Chicago, now living out this way. Here to cheer for the Cubs. Dan Gladden, flat out his first time. Popped it up in foul territory. Terry Francona's there, and he makes the catch. Gladden fouls to Francona. Here's Will Clark. You know, this kid not only is a good-looking hitter, Steve, but every department of the game seems to come natural to him. He looks good in the field. He throws the ball well. He seems to be completely at ease, which is remarkable for a youngster less than 1 year out of college.
If you didn't know that he was a rookie, Harry, you'd swear you were looking at a guy who'd been around the game 10 years. Catching pop-ups or throwing the ball, he just does everything the correct way.
Here's the pitch in there for a strike call. I don't know who the baseball coach is of Mississippi State, but he can sure be proud of whatever work he did with this kid. He swung trying to check his swing, and he's in the hole 0-2.
I think it goes beyond that with Clark. It looks like he had good fundamentals all the way up, so his Little League program must be applauded.
Here's a pitch high.
That's really a good lesson for all you young players. Get a good, sound, fundamental base. Then you can let your natural talent take over.
Struck him out. Curveball caught the outside corner. 2 men up, 2 men down. The Katznelsons are here.
This is called a backdoor breaking ball. He just throws it over the right-hand batter's box, tries to nip the outside corner. That's exactly what he did.
Two men are out. Chris Brown fanned his first time up. Slider outside. The Meyerson family watching the ball game here today. There's a drive in the left coming on, making the catch. Gary Matthews. 1, 2, 3, nothing across. Dwayne Stats will be joining Steve in a moment. This is Harry Carey from Candlestick. We're at the end of 3. The Giants are out in front, 1-0.
Well, speaking of weather, looks like it's going to be a real scorcher. Temperatures headed way up into the 90s.
Pick a pair. Pick a pair. Pick a pair of 6-packs. Buy.
Another sizzling summer's coming. It's time to stock up on the cool, crisp taste of Budweiser and Bud Light. So pick a pair of 6-packs, 12-packs, or even cases. And look for our special pick-a-pair offer wherever you see this display. Pick up a mail-in coupon and send for this fun-in-the-sun umbrella for 2. Well, what are you waiting for?
Pick a pair. Pick a pair. Pick a pair of 6-packs. Buy Bud.
Most newspapers don't have their own foreign correspondents. Most newspapers don't have a Washington bureau or keep as many columnists and local reporters on staff. But Chicago's always been known as a great newspaper town, and at the Tribune, we intend to keep it that way. A great city deserves a great newspaper, the Chicago Tribune.
William Holden, Jennifer Jones. Love is a many-splendored thing. Monday night at 11:30 on Channel 9.
Steve Stone along with Dwayne Stats taking you through the middle. A beautiful day in San Francisco. Another pitcher's duel, Dwayne. That seems to be the rule of the day lately.
Well, Mike Lacasse has a scoreless string going now out to 18 1/3 innings. And when this fella has that good split-fingered pitch, along with a natural sinker, he can be tough.
Harry Francona looks at one off the outside corner. Hit the ball hard the first time, but grounded out second to first. Cubs will have a big decision with Francona come Tuesday in Wrigley Field. What are you going to do with a guy that hits the ball this well? Ball is sliced foul. He's had 3 hits in the 2 games he's played, including the game winner yesterday. But with Leon Durham coming back to join the club on Tuesday, you wonder what's going to happen with Francona.
You can certainly make a case for having Terry Francona on this ball club. Good left-handed bat, a good contact hitter. A lot of situations that call for putting the ball into play, and he can do just that.
Popped up. Uribe coming over, crossing over into foul territory. The long run, and he makes the catch.
Uribe is not real flashy at shortstop. He's just there wherever he needs to be. He gets over there in foul territory and makes a nice little play on this pop foul.
This Giant infield has committed just 6 errors thus far this year. This ball club is 9-1 in the 10 games that they've played errorlessly. Ryan Sandberg drew a base on balls in the first inning, the only walk permitted by Mike Lacasse. Good fastball for a strike. Lacasse 6'4", 190 pounds. Born in Glendale, California. You saw a lot of Lacoste in Houston. What type of pitcher was he down there?
Well, he was trying to make a change. You know, when he first came up with the Reds in his first full year, he won 14 games, basically a sinker slider pitcher. But the sinker was his big pitch. The slider never was a very good pitch for him. And that's when he started to toy with that forkball.
He's got a good one now, and he couldn't have come to a better place. I think that's one of the reasons why Roger Craig decided to give him some employment. He was released by Kansas City after last season. Craig saw a guy that had the split finger fastball, somebody that he could tinker with and make him a better pitcher. So far, it's turned out that way. 1-2 count on Sandberg. Fouled off to the right.
You know, that first year, his first full year with the Reds, he won 14 games, and then the next year, the league sort of caught up with him. He fell 2 games under 500 and had an earned run average of more than 4.5 in his second full year in the major leagues. And it was primarily because the breaking pitch was not that good. So he needed another pitch.
Just missing outside. Count evens at 2-2. Last year at Kansas City, he was used sparingly. 1-1, 5.09 ERA. Only appeared in 21 games. Then they sent him to Omaha in AAA, where he was 1-2, and he was released when the season ended. Long drive, left field, well hit. You can forget about this one. It's gone. Home run, Ryne Sandberg. The game's tied at 1.
Well, Sandberg extends his hitting string to 8, ties the ball game, and he snaps that scoreless string that the right-hander Michael Lacoste had. It was 15 1/3 innings coming into this ball game, and it stops at 18 2/3.
That'll bring up Keith Moreland, who popped up to first base to end the first inning. Swings and he misses a high fastball.
Of course, that's another $100 to Cubs Care Cancer Fund in the name of True Value Hardware.
Broken bat, one hopper to Uribe, fires across, he gets him.
Here's the home run pitch. It stayed up and out over the plate. A perfect pitch to hit out, and Sandberg did exactly that.
Here's a look at Rhino. His third home run, his 12th RBI. This is not a difficult park to hit the ball out of in the daytime. Not much to hold it up, and the fences are not that far back.
Just 365 in the alley in left center.
Good cut by Jody Davis. Jody struck out looking in the second.
They moved the fences about 10 feet closer, I think, in 1982, and lowered the height of the fence. It's 9 feet high out there now. It used to be 12 feet high.
Oh, 2. It looks farther than Wrigley Field because you can see through the fence, so it looks like it's a long way out there. But at 365 to the power alleys, that's not a great deal of distance in the major leagues. It's 335 down each line. The only thing that usually holds the ball in this park is the wind. Strike 3, swinging. But a good inning for the Cubs. They get a run on one hit. There were no errors, and they don't leave anybody. And at the end of 3.5, the game's tied at 1.
The WGN Cubs Bumper Sticker Contest. You could be a winner. Watch tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 on Channel 9.
Tough Guy Week begins Monday night at 7 on Channel 9.
I may be a professional carpenter,
But when it comes to my home, I'm a do-it-yourselfer just like you. But I still shop at Builders Square because I know I'll get the best price and the best quality anywhere. Guaranteed. Like this big Stanley half-horsepower garage door opener. It's specially designed for heavier doors, and it's only $139 right now at Builders Square. Plus, I get this second transmitter free. Now that's real value.
Builders Square. A square deal that's right for you.
Come become a kid again on life's greatest beach, Waikiki. Surrounded by aloha spirit, amidst the bounty of Oahu. Come become a kama'aina, a native, and let the island rhythms carry you away with the airline that's been Hawaii's friend for nearly 40 years, United. And come become the Hawaii that was and always has been in the friendly skies.
This place is better than the zoo.
The Jeffersons, weeknights at 5:30 on Channel 9.
One of the reasons why the attendance is so good here today is that it's half price for Rabbits Day. There's a lot of them in the stands, but we're going to show you a fellow with a particularly good seat. I think they're calling that bugle for Arnie Harris in the truck. Arnie, did you hear that? It's post time.
I got three guys, Steve Stone, Lou Boudreau, and Arnie Harris, who've just left the ballpark.
Jeff Leonard, the lead off a fourth inning. He singled and scored the giant run in the second. And he's been pounding the ball. Fouled off. Leonard with 5 home runs, 19 RBIs, hitting .340 coming in. And if you look at the list of offensive categories around the National League, you'll see Leonard's name prominently in almost every one of them. It's the first smile from Jim Fry in quite some time. That's what winning a couple games, the first 2 games of the series, will do for you.
And a Ryan Sandberg home run to tie this one.
1-1 count on Jeff Leonard. Breaking ball misses down. Leonard looks to me like he's altered his batting style some. He's got a severely closed stance these days. He seems to be generating a lot more power, and I know he's got a lot more confidence. He seems to have taken to the leadership of Roger Craig. Swings and he misses. A good breaking ball by Sutcliffe.
You know what I think they've done with him more than anything, Steve, is just let him play baseball. You know, they tried to make him the team captain, and he tried to play with that particular role in mind. But I think if they just let him come to the ballpark and turn him loose, let him play the game, he has great physical ability.
Fouled off. I think that team captainship went by the boards after a fight around the batting cage with Dan Gladden. I don't know if they had a fight over who's going to be captain, but Leonard did resign shortly thereafter.
I think he's a lot more comfortable in the role he's playing now. He's just one of the players and comes out and plays the game.
Last year he hit 17 home runs, and this year he's on a pace to easily surpass that. Breaking ball misses down, and a full count on Leonard. One of the things that Sutcliffe wanted to avoid today was throwing a lot of pitches. Long drive right center field. Bobby Dernier camping under this one, and he makes the catch.
That's a nice catch by Dernier. That ball was slicing away from him, but yet the wind was blowing out toward left center field. That's a tough fly ball to gauge, but Dernier got over there and made the grab.
That'll bring up Chili Davis. Had a bunt single in the second inning, and then Ron Say threw the ball away. On the ensuing double play, Jeff Leonard scored a run. Chili looks at one up and away. Chili 3 home runs, 15 RBIs, hitting .275 coming in. Ryan Sandberg very deep on the right side, back on the grass. Terry Francona deep at first base. Good Curveball over the outside corner, 1-1. Gordy McKenzie, the coach at third. Jose Morales, the coach at first for the Giants. Good fastball, 1-2.
I thought Sutcliffe came out today in that first inning throwing a few more fastballs than he has in his first few outings.
Then it looked like in the second inning, Dwayne, he went in almost entirely to the breaking ball. So he's been a couple of different type of pitchers today. Curveball misses down. I think the real difference in Rick Sutcliffe between the Cy Young Award year and how he is now, Dwayne, is that he was a power pitcher who used his fastball to set up the curveball in '84. This year, it seems to be more times than not, he's using the breaking pitch to set up his fastball. That's a complete reversal for him. You can be equally effective either way, but the one thing that Sutcliffe has going for him is one of the great hearts, one of the great competitors on the mound. Strike three, got him on a breaking ball. Jody Davis digs it out, and Davis is retired.
Well, that's some pitch by Sutcliffe on the 2-2 to Chili Davis. Let's take another look at this breaking ball. Well, the bottom fell out of that pitch.
Third strikeout for Sutcliffe. He's only walked one, that intentional. Walked Jose Uribe in the second inning to get to Mike Lacoste. Bob Melvin, 6-4-3 on the double play in the second inning. Breaking ball misses down. Chris Brown back in the lineup today, so Bob Brenly, who has played third base the first two games, taking a rest. Sutcliffe falls behind, 2-0. We have gotten some unusually good weather in Candlestick Park for this series.
Well, it's been a very pleasant stay, including the night game out here Friday.
3-0 count on Melvin. Melvin not known for his bat. But he's hit a couple balls hard against the Cubs in this series. A couple of doubles, one down the left field line, and one he hit off the wall in right field. So he's shown some good power. 3-1 count. Game all tied at 1. Cubs with 2 hits, Giants with 3. The Cubs have committed an error. Fly ball right field. Keith Moreland going back, and he makes the catch. That ball took off on him, but it's a 1-2-3 inning for Rick Sutcliffe and the Cubs. End of 4. The game's tied at 1.
You shaped it in your mind. Total performance. Now the all-new Toyota Supra brings it alive. Super Power, created by a 3-liter 24-valve, 200-horsepower engine. Super Suspension, racing type, double wishbone, fully independent. Super Cockpit, where you perform. The new Toyota Supra, performance without compromise. Now the Supra dynasty begins. Who could ask for anything more?
If you just ask for a light beer,
Give me a light.
you never know what you'll get.
Bloods. No, actually, Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, ask for Bud Light.
Yours? No.
Because everything else
Give me a light. Showtime.
is just a light.
This commercial is recorded in stereo. Does your TV have what it takes to hear it? Now Zenith introduces the smart sets with television stereo sound built in. So all you have to do to hear this in stereo is this. Zenith, the smart sets. Smarter than ever.
Zenith's new 19-inch diagonal color TV with full MTS 4-speaker stereo sound is ideal at $499. See your Zenith dealer today.
William Holden, Jennifer Jones. Love is a many splendored thing. Monday night at 11:30 on Channel 9.
A participating advertiser in Cubs baseball is Donnelly Directory Publishers of the Ameritech Bell Yellow Pages.
Cub fans, stop at participating Unical 76 stations to get an action color photograph. This week, Keith Moreland is featured. Stop in today.
Ron Say to lead off the 5th inning for the Cubs. Take a look at the play by Keith Moreland and that 4th inning. This ball takes off, almost goes over the head of Moreland, but he's able to haul it down.
We mentioned the difficulty of tracking down a fly ball. That ball that Denier caught off the bat of Leonard was not an easy catch, and there's no such thing as a routine fly ball in this ballpark.
Ron Say flying out to center field in the 2nd inning. Hit the ball right on the nose, but right at Gladden. He looks at one off the corner. The Dodgers having a good series against St. Louis. They've made 36 errors in 24 games, and if you think there's any help in AAA, Albuquerque's made 44 errors in 17 games. Not much defense around the Dodger system these days. He lifts a high pop foul. Will Clark coming over, and he makes the catch. A lot of room here in Candlestick Park for those pop-ups in foul territory.
The Dodgers really are an organization that should increase their spending for defense, shouldn't they?
Boy, that's something. But with that pitching on the mound, it's tough to beat those guys consistently, and it seems like the pitchers are starting to take over. The Dodgers throwing lots of shutouts these days.
It's one of the reasons that regardless of their slow start, you still have to like the Dodgers in the West.
Gary Matthews bounded to shortstop to end the 2nd inning. Good cut, and he missed.
You know, the Giants initially had very little interest in Mike Lacasse after he was cut loose by Kansas City.
Oh, 2. Well, how did he get over here?
But his agents had such good rapport with Al Rosen in prior dealings that Rosen decided, more or less out of a courtesy, to give Lacasse a look in the spring, and he had a good spring for him.
Strike 3 called. Gary Matthews surprised by a fastball over the outside corner. Strikeout number 3 for Lacasse, who's not known as a strikeout pitcher.
Lacasse represented by Al and Randy Hendricks, 2 of the class agents around sports. And they found him a spot here with the Giants, and it's paying dividends so far for the San Francisco ball club, as well as Mike Lacasse.
We'll be talking to the man who took a chance on Mike Lacasse, Al Rosen, on the leadoff man between games. Bobby Dernier, a broken bat single to lead off the 3rd inning. Fouled straight back. Giants do have a mystery in the infield, and that mystery is Chris Brown at 3rd base. I talked to Joe Morgan about him, and Morgan said he can be just about anything he wants to be, depending on his head, depending on what he decides he'd like to make of himself. He has all kinds of natural talent. He's become a very good defensive 3rd baseman. He can hit the ball with an average over 300. But last year, he missed all sorts of games with assorted injuries. His teammates started kidding him about the injuries. This year, he seems to be a little more durable. And there you take a look at Chris Brown, 6'2", 200 pounds. He can do just about everything you have to do to be a star in this game. Right at Chris Brown, and he boots the ball. Bobby Dernier is going to be in at 1st base. And a usually dependable glove man makes an error.
It's only his 2nd error of the year. And among the entire infield now, that's 7 errors committed by this young San Francisco infield. So that's not too bad. Brown with 2, Uribe has 3, Thompson with 2, and Clark has yet to make an error. That one just got away from Chris Brown.
I think maybe I'll talk well about a couple of the other infielders, and maybe they can boot a few of the balls.
I'll talk about what a great pitcher Mike Lacasse is.
Hey, what a great first baseman Will Clark is. Rick Sutcliffe, chance to help his own cause. He bunted the ball and popped it up in the 3rd inning. Mike Lacasse let it drop, and instead of going to 1st base, would have ensured a rundown with Bobby Dernier. He went to 2nd, got the force out, and Sutcliffe remained aboard only to be erased on a double play. Good lead at 1st by Dernier. Sutcliffe looks at 1 down. You don't figure Bobby to be running in this situation. Jim Fry does not want to lead off with Rick Sutcliffe next inning. And Bobby has been troubled by a bad foot. However, sometimes the unpredictable happens in baseball. Let's see how Jim Fry chooses to work it. There goes Dernier. Throw to second. It's high. And Bobby's in with a stolen base.
Here's the steal by Dernier, his 4th of the year. He's now 4 out of 5 in that department. And the Cubs 3 of 4 against the Giants running.
He really stole on the move of Mike Lacoste. Long, slow delivery, and Bobby's in there easily. So man in scoring position now with 2 outs. Sutcliffe a chance to put himself and the Cubs on top. 2-1 count. Sean Dunston on deck. Outfield around toward left center for Sutcliffe. Big gap in right center field. Chili Davis shallow in right field. He's fouled off to the left. The emergence of Mike Lacoste as a possible starting candidate has made it a lot easier to keep Scott Gereltz in the starting rotation for the Giants. He was their stopper, and right now they're having some problems in that department. But Roger Craig and Norm Sherry figure that Gereltz is going to be a potential 15 to 20 game winner every year. Now they have to go about looking for a man in the bullpen who can stop the opposition in the late innings. You had an interesting theory about finding a stopper as opposed to finding a good starter.
I think it's a lot easier to find that good late man than it is a quality starting pitcher. I think that's one of the things the Giants have in mind as they have switched Gereltz into the starting rotation.
Popped up. Brown calling for it. And now Uribe takes it as Brown gives ground. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. At the end of 4 1/2, the game's tied at 1.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Millions of you have watched my home repair show on TV. If you've been putting off those home repairs and improvements you were planning, I've got something to show you. As you can see, I'm in the middle of laying a tile floor here in the bathroom. What I wanted to show you is a book that takes you through a project like this step by step. It's called Kitchens and Bathrooms, and it's part of the Time Life Books Home Repair and Improvement series. What I'm about to do is outlined in the chapter on ceramic tile, right here on page 26. First, you roll up the sheet so that the bottom side is facing outwards. Then apply the mastic with a trowel, and then lay the sheet gently into place and roll it out smoothly. If I'm going too fast for you, don't worry. It's all in the book, Kitchens and Bathrooms, step by step. Now let's go to the kitchen. What I'm doing here is reorganizing a cabinet to make better use of the space. I've removed the shelving and put in utility drawers. And on this side, I put in a sliding panel for a pot rack. And over here, I'm just putting the finishing touches on an additional storage panel. Now I'll be able to get to my pots, and they won't get in the way. It only looks tough until you know where to look. Now let's go check out the den. See this bookcase? Well, I built it myself with this book at my side. Each volume of Home Repair and Improvement gives you all the tricks of the trades. Call now and you'll start receiving these helpful books, one about every other month. Keep only those you want. Cancel anytime. With your first book, Kitchens and Bathrooms, you'll also get this 12-foot Stanley tape measure free with your purchase. The Time Life Books Home Repair and Improvement series comes in handy in this house. It'll come in handy in yours, too. Well, I've got to go finish that bathroom tile. See you later.
Call 1-800-228-5333 to examine kitchens and bathrooms for 15 days. When you decide to keep it, pay just $10.95 plus shipping and handling. Other volumes will follow when approximately every other month. Keep only the ones you want. Cancel anytime. So call 1-800-228-5333. That's 1-800-228-5333.
Rick Sutcliffe goes back to the mound for the Cubs here as we move into the bottom of the 5th. And here's a reminder. If you stop by your local Unocal 76 station this week, you can also pick up a color photograph of Rick Sutcliffe. So stop in today.
Robbie Thompson to lead off the 5th inning. The bottom third of the order to face Rick Sutcliffe. Will be followed by Uribe and Lacoste. Thompson doubled in the 2nd inning. Slices this ball off to the right.
Steve, there's a lot of talk about Will Clark, the rookie first baseman, picking up his first hit, a home run off Nolan Ryan on his first major league swing. Rob Thompson picked up his first big league hit off Nolan Ryan. We'll finish the story in a minute. So they flip the ball back to Ryan, and Ryan flips it to Gordy McKenzie. McKenzie has no idea why he flipped him the ball, so he throws it out of play into the stands, and a fan catches it. Now that's the ball that Robbie Thompson picked up his first major league hit with.
Nolan Ryan is the Santa Claus of the National League this year, giving up a lot of firsts.
Well, they had to do some tall talking to get that ball away from the fan to give to Rob Thompson.
You know, Ronsay did get his 300th home run yesterday, delivered to him by a fan. He traded that ball for an autographed ball, so the Penguin has a lifetime souvenir from Candlestick Park. Good curveball, strike 3.
Here's the pitch from Sutcliffe to get Thompson looking.
Strikeout number 4 for Sutcliffe. He's walked 1 intentionally. Jose Uribe, the recipient of that intentional walk in the second inning. Ronsay very close at third base. Terry Francona a step in back of the bag at first. Mike Lacasse in the on-deck circle. Outfield shallow for Uribe. Curveball for a strike. Sutcliffe featuring that big overhand curve today. Billy Connors suggested that Rick Sutcliffe go to the overhand curve as long as he stayed over the top. He reviewed films of Sutcliffe in '84 and found out he was dipping down a little bit. Another good breaking pitch. 0-2.
Well, that was a dandy.
Strike 3 called. Strikeout number 5. It's just curveball after curveball for Rick Sutcliffe, and he has the Giants baffled.
That's 9 in a row retired by Rick Sutcliffe since he gave up that intentional walk to Uribe back in the second inning.
3 of the 5 strikeouts looking, and Mike Lacasse, who popped up to end the second. Looks at a fastball up and in. Giants have yet to beat Rick Sutcliffe in a Cub uniform. He's 4-2 against them lifetime. Those 2 losses came when he was a Dodger. Fly ball center field. Bobby Dernier moving back, but he'll have this one easily. And a 1-2-3 inning for Rick Sutcliffe. At the end of 5, the game's tied at 1.
Raindrops are falling on my head. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Monday night at 7 on Channel 9.
Forging, fitting up, hand finishing. Exacting standards that say nothing is complete until it's right. One beer is brewed with these same values. Budweiser. The most expensive ingredients. Exclusive Beechwood aging for a clean, crisp taste. Because this Bud's for you.
To an awful lot of people, the Sunday Chicago Tribune is simply the best source of news and perspectives on the news.
It has very far-reaching implications.
To others,
That looks kind
the
of
best sports paper.
chunkier this season, too.
Yeah. So are you, sweet cakes.
For many, it's the Midwest's largest shopping guide
I'm not really keen on
for just about anything. The Sunday Tribune is different things to different people.
What's that, a crossword puzzle?
So what's the best reason to read it? You have to find that out for yourself.
Just holding it for you.
Here it comes, Chicagoland. The lowest GMAC financing rate in history. Right now, get 5.9% GMAC financing on Buick LeSabre. Sleek, luxurious, and totally new. From the front-wheel drive chassis to the windswept roofline. And sticker price from just $12,699. Or choose the elegance of the Buick LeSabre 4-door. Buick LeSabre. Plus 5.9% financing. Only at your Better Buick dealer. Length of finance contract is limited.
Now's the time to get a lawn this green, this thick, this weed-free, with this Turf Builder Plus 2 Weed and Feed from Scotts.
Top of the order for the Cubs in the 6th inning. Dwayne Statz along with Steve Stone and Arnie Harris taking you through the middle here in beautiful Candlestick Park. Dunson's 0 for 2. He flied out and popped up. and a fastball up high. This is a tough place to play the outfield, and with that in mind, the Giants have employed Willie Mays, who works with the outfielders. He's worked with Jeff Leonard a lot, as well as Dan Gladden on how to play center field here. Ground ball to shortstop. Uribe fires across, and he retires Dunston. The Giants wanted the presence of both Mays and McCovey during spring training, and they've carried it over to the season. They like the fact that these former great Giants are still associated with the ball club, and their presence here has really helped the players.
Willie Davis was saying the other day that he thought while they hadn't particularly helped him on specific items, just their presence had helped the overall mood, and he would welcome the addition of Juan Marichal to the twosome of Mays and McCovey as well.
Terry Francona looks at a fastball over the outside corner. Francona grounded out and popped up. Ground ball to second. Thompson up with it easily. Fires across and quickly, 2 up and 2 down. And Ryan Sandberg steps up. He drew a base on balls in the first inning, and he's responsible for the Cub run with a towering home run in the 4th. His 3rd home run of the year, his 12th RBI. Cubs have hit 18 home runs this year, and the Pepsi countdown game is on once again. You can pick up your Pepsi cans at any store. Valuable prizes. About halfway through the season, they'll announce those prizes. Good fastball, swing and a miss. The Cubs have been out-homered by the opposition this year. 28 for their opponents, 18 for the Cubs. That'll turn around some when the Cubs move back into Wrigley Field. They've played the overwhelming majority of their games on the road this year. Fastball misses high, 1-1. Right back up the middle. That almost took the glove right off of Mike Lacoste, and Ryan Sandberg has his 2nd base hit of the day and the 3rd for the Cubs.
You could see Lacoste flinch as that ball went right back through the middle. Sandberg is on for the 3rd time today on this liner. Sandberg's been on base 5 times in a row now with a single and a walk. His last 2 plate appearances in yesterday's game.
Sandberg having a pretty good series. 2 hits Friday night with a walk, hitting a walk yesterday, and 2 hits and a walk today. Keith Moreland, who's 0 for 2, popped up and grounded out. Mike Lacoste with a good move to first base. He's not particularly difficult to steal against. He's got a long, slow delivery that lets a base runner get an extra step or 2. Good chance we'll see Sandberg going. Right back up the middle. Here comes Sandberg around second. He'll go to 3rd. Throw coming in by Gladden. So the Cubs have runners at the corners and 2 outs.
Moreland taking the same route as Sandberg, right back through the middle. A late grab attempt by Lacoste on that ball.
Lacoste might be asking for the catcher's gear pretty soon. He probably thinks the Cubs are aiming at him. 2 shots back up the middle. Now he wants to talk with Bob Melvin. Probably asking him how I can stop these guys from hitting the ball back at me.
He says, how about lending me your chest protector there?
Bob's probably telling him to mix in a breaking ball every now and then. Jody Davis has been up twice, and he struck out twice, once looking and once swinging. Jody with 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. His average is down to 254. Started the game at 266. Sandberg at 3rd. Moreland leads away at 1st. Crowds him with that split finger fastball. Game all tied at 1, and Jody Davis trying to do something about that. makes it a strike. Mike Lacoste, not known as a complete game pitcher, but Roger Craig's going to be a little more patient today. He's had a beleaguered bullpen of late. Jody calls time. Fastball, swing and a miss. 1-2.
Well, Lacoste just challenged Jody there and threw it by him. Lacoste not normally known as the type of pitcher who can throw that fastball up and in by hitters, but he did that time.
Career strikeout high for Lacoste is only 10, so he doesn't have the best fastball in the league. That fastball fouled off. Count holds at 1-2. Jody Davis trying to make it happen for the Cubs here in the 6th inning. Keeping an eye on Keith Moreland. Misses with a split finger fastball. Count evens at 2-2. You have to go all the way back to August 9th of 1984 to find the last complete game for Mike Lacoste. Now Norm Sherry comes out and wants to have a word with Lacoste. Norm Sherry felt that he had a pretty good pitching staff in spring training, especially if he could get a good performance out of Scott Gereltz as a starter. He felt with Kruko and Mason and Gereltz and Mike Lacoste, he had 4 dependable guys. And this team is very heavily counting on Roger Mason, the young fellow we're going to see in the 2nd game.
And now there's some talk about sending Berenguer to the bullpen and trying to develop him as the short man. Control has been one of his problems in the past, but the other night against the Cubs, he had pretty good control and a good arm, of course.
Well, he's been timed at up to 97 miles an hour, and that could be the answer to the bullpen stopper for the Giants if Juan Berenguer can take over. 2-2 count on Davis. 2 out, 2 on. Just misses outside, and it looked like Harry Wendelstedt wanted to raise that right arm.
You know who else thought he had strike 3? The ground crew. They were headed to the infield to water it down here.
Well, now they're up to put back their hoses.
They were almost all the way to the foul line.
Mike Lacoste was walking off the field. The ground crew was walking on. Bob Melvin was tossing the ball back to the pitcher. But Jody Davis gets another life, and it's a full count. Let's take advantage of it, Jody.
I don't know if they wanted to use the hose on the infield or Wendelstedt.
Foul right down by the ground crew, and Jody's telling him to stay back until the inning's over.
That was great. Those guys were trotting right out there, headed for the infield. That's one of the things, if you're a member of the ground crew, you can't run with your head down.
A good look at Mike Lacoste. A big pitch for him. There goes Moreland. Ball is fouled off. Outfield straight away for Jody Davis, deep in all fields. Infield back just about as deep as they can get. Good battle between Lacoste and Jody Davis. Moreland breaks. Right back at Lacoste. He's going to be out of it. So the Cubs don't score. They get 2 hits. There were no errors, and they leave 2. And at the end of 5 1/2, the game's tied at 1.
Want a new way to get your kicks?
Now it goes to St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City.
The Toyota MR2.
You'll see Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico.
Mid-engine, 16 valves.
This is on home improvement on every item, every day. 5 convenient Chicago area locations to serve you.
Power over death, eternal happiness. That was amazing.
Tales from the Dark Side, tonight at 10 on Channel 9.
The Giants will have the top of the order facing Rick Sutcliffe in the 6th inning. It'll be Gladden, Clark, and Brown. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for the Cubs. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for the Giants. Jim Fry trying to figure out a way to get some runs here in the first game of the doubleheader. Cubs will be flying back to Chicago tonight on a United charter. Have tomorrow off and start a long homestand at Wrigley Field on Tuesday. Gladden turns away from the fastball. He's 0 for 2. He flied out and popped up. The fans in San Francisco trying to get behind their Giants. This one is fouled back. Cubs will face the Dodgers for 3 games. San Diego comes in for 3. Then after the off day on the 12th, in which the Jack Quinlan Memorial Golf Tournament will be played, San Francisco comes in for 2 before the Cubs take off for Houston. Crowds him once again. 2-1 count. Ground ball to shortstop. Dunston up with it. Fires across and gets him.
Brancato staying on the bag with that throw a little bit to the right field side. And a good house today for the doubleheader. Candlestick will seat about 58,000. Largest crowd ever to see the Cubs here, 52.7 back in April of '84.
Longest hitting streak in the major leagues this year is Kirby Puckett with 16. He's got 11 home runs, and that also leads the major leagues. The appeal to Charlie Williams, no. Will Clark is 0 for 2, grounded out, struck out looking. They've worked Will Clark with a lot of breaking balls this series.
He's seen a lot of pitches away lately. Call out on strikes back in the 3rd.
Good curveball for a strike. Clark was 1 for 5 yesterday. That won a home run in the 9th inning. But it was too little too late as the Cubs won it 6-5. Friday night, Clark was also 1 for 5. And he's having some eye problems. Harry Wendelstedt, an optometrist, when he doesn't have a umpiring school, trying to help him out. The trainer is either Mark Latender or Greg Lynn. They list 2 of them, and they don't wear their names on the back of their jackets, so we're not quite sure. I think they ought to take him out of the ball game for precautionary measures.
That'd be a good idea.
Rest him till the 2nd game. But apparently, Roger Craig doesn't think along the same lines. 1-1 count on Will Clark. Popped up, another breaking ball, this one on the hands, and Sean Dunston puts it away. 2 up, 2 down.
Sutcliffe threw a steady diet of breaking pitches in the 5th inning. He gets Clark on the breaking ball and has now retired 12 in a row.
He's sailing right along. The last man to get a base hit was Thompson's double in the 2nd inning. That's when the Giants scored their lone run. Chris Brown 0 for 2. Struck out swinging the 1st inning, lined out to Gary Matthews in the 3rd. Breaking ball misses 2-0 in the 2nd inning. Leonard singled, followed by a bunt by Davis. Ron Say a throwing error. And on the double play by Bob Melvin, Jeff Leonard came across to score. That was the Giants' run. The Cubs' run on a solo homer by Ryan Sandberg. Fastball misses outside. 3-0 count on Chris Brown and the ever dangerous Jeff Leonard in the on-deck circle. Throws a 3-0 curveball but misses. Ball 4. That's the first walk of the unintentional nature issued by Sutcliffe today. He intentionally walked Uribe in the 2nd. Jeff Leonard, who's 1 for 2, steps up. Along with that single in the 2nd, he flied out to center field to lead off the 4th inning.
Sutcliffe broke into the Dodgers organization together.
Sutcliffe misses wide.
They played on the same clubs in Bellingham and in Bakersfield back in the early 70s.
Chris Brown stole 2 bases all last year. He already has 2. He hasn't been thrown out stealing yet. And with that in mind, Sutcliffe trying to hold him close at first. Breaking ball misses, so 6 straight bad ones thrown by Sutcliffe. Leonard 3rd in the league at hitting coming in. 2 behind the leader in home runs, and Billy Connors now out to talk with Rick. Mike Marshall leads the league in home runs with 7. He leads in RBIs with 22. But Leonard is 2 behind him in home runs and 3 behind him in RBIs with 19.
Now, Sutcliffe was drafted by the Dodgers in '74, and Jeff Leonard was signed as a free agent. Leonard grew up in Philadelphia. He said he grew up in a neighborhood so bad that scouts wouldn't even go in. And only by some special arrangement did one of the Dodger scouts happen to hear about him and see him play and signed him.
He didn't really come into his own until he came to San Francisco, though. He was a good player with Houston, but he was an opposite field hitter. Now he's a dangerous power hitter. And he looks at ball 3. So Sutcliffe digging himself a hole with 7 straight bad ones. Chili Davis on deck. He walked in. Ball 4. Chili Davis is 1 for 2. A bunt single in the 2nd, and he struck out swinging in the 4th.
Tough spot here for Sutcliffe because Chili Davis obviously has good power. He's a dangerous hitter up there. He'd like to pitch around him with Melvin, the light-hitting catcher, on deck. However, with a couple runners already on 1st and 2nd, Sutcliffe pretty much forced to pitch to Chili Davis here.
Davis has had very good luck with the Cubs through the course of his career. Curveball misses. 9 straight balls. Chile hitting right around .325 against the Cubs' lifetime. Bullpen starting to get busy for the Cubs. Looks like George Fraser. Curveball misses down. 2-0 count. Sutcliffe suddenly can't find the plate.
One thing he's not doing is giving in to Chili Davis. He's starting him with a couple breaking balls here, even though he's fallen behind on him. Now that he's down 2-0, let's see what he does with him.
Well, Chili Davis is going to be looking fastball. Let's see what Jody calls. Pops this one up. Chance for Jody Davis. He comes over, and the ball is on top of the dugout. Another foot or two, and Jody has a play.
He was hustling over there. If there was any chance to get Chili Davis on that pitch, Jody was going to make sure he was there.
That's one thing about this park. You can't give up on any of those pop fouls. You have to give it a good run because there's so much room. The ball comes back with the wind. You're going to get some outs on balls in other parks that would be souvenirs. 2-1 count on Chili Davis. This is the toughest situation of the ball game for Rick Sutcliffe. Popped up. Cubs should be out of it. Terry Francona calling for it, and Sutcliffe gets out of a jam. No runs, no hits. No errors, 2 left. Harry will be back. Wayne, it's been a pleasure.
We'll see you in the second game.
And the 6, 1-1.
You can do about it.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Come into Allstate and compare.
I'll be in menswear.
We'll do everything we can to save you some money.
There you are, sir. Nice shirt. Well, thanks. Looks like I get to keep it.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
There are big changes on the next Bob Muir.
With Steve Stone, this is Harry Carey at Candlestick. We go to the top of the 7, all tied up 1-1. Let's pause here for station identification.
This is WGN Television, Channel 9, Chicago.
Here's Ron Say to lead it off. Lacoste has held the Cubs to 4 hits. Sutcliffe has held the Giants to 3. Nothing wrong with the pitching in this ballgame. Thank goodness for Sandberg's home run. That tied it up. Whoa, he started a swing, tried to check. Fouled the pitch off down the first baseline.
That was self-preservation on the part of Ron Say. That was a fastball headed for his helmet, and he ducked out of the way of it. Watch it. High and inside.
You know, Sutcliffe threw 10 straight pitches without a strike. What's the most you ever threw?
I don't know, Harry, but I'll tell you, in most situations I was in, about 5 or 6, and the manager was already calling in the bullpen guy to come get me.
Here's the pitch. Way outside.
I think you brought up a good point, though, when you said that Chili Davis might have helped out the Cubs and Rick Sutcliffe swinging at the 2-0 pitch after 10 straight bad ones. That might have been just off the corner.
Yeah. A ball and a strike. The pitch to Say. Right in there, a fastball. And the wilder a pitcher is in a sequence like that, the more an umpire seems to squeeze him.
Well, he's not going to get that pitch just off the corner. He's going to continue to call balls until the pitcher shows him that he can get it over the plate.
Say, nothing out of 2 today. Had 2 homers yesterday.
Roger Craig getting a good performance out of Mike Lacoste when his bullpen desperately needed it.
Here's the pitch. Fouled it back, boy. He had a pitch that time, and he got a good rip, but he fouled it off.
That was a mistake by Mike Lacoste. He wanted to get a fastball up and in, but it had too much of the plate, and Ron Say's eyes lit up, but he fouled it straight back.
1-2 the count. The pitch. Stuck him out center. That's a fourth strikeout for Lacasse. We're in the seventh. Ellen Pisarski and Jody Brecky and Kathy Prince from Stevens Point, Wisconsin, cheering for the Cubs. Fastball a little bit high. Matthews 0 for 2, rolled out and struck out. The Uffelmans, formerly of Hoffman Estates, are here. Now the pitch by Lacasse. Ground ball hit to the shortstop. He got it, throws to first in time. Boy, Matthews has trouble running down that line.
He got down slowly. Uribe fumbled the ball. It popped up in the air. Then he still had time to grab it and throw to first base to get him easily.
Here's Bobby Dernier. Two out, nobody on. First game of the doubleheader. There's a wild one back to the screen.
It'll be interesting to see when Jim Fry goes to his defensive alignment today. Usually in a close ball game, he's been substituting for both Ron Cey and Gary Matthews. In a 1-1 game, you wonder when he'll make the switch.
Now ready. The pitch to Dernier. Line drive to the second baseman, Thompson. Dernier aligned to Thompson. 1-2-3, nothing across. We go to the bottom of the seventh, still tied at 1. Carry back at Candlestick Park. We're going to the bottom of the seventh in a tight pitching duel here. With the score 1-1. Cubs have had 4 hits. The Giants have had 3. Each team has had an error.
Okay, I'll stop tickling you.
Here's Bob Melvin to lead it off. He's 1 out of 2 today. Or rather, nothing out of 2. He rolled into the double play in the second, on which their only run scored. 1 strike and nothing. Rick Sutcliffe delivers. Fly ball in the right center field. Moreland on a run. Makes the catch. 1 away. Hey, that Melvin doesn't look like too bad a hitter.
He just went with his ball. Keith Moreland got a good jump on this one and comes across and makes the catch. This is probably the toughest place in the major leagues to play the outfield. You just don't seem to see the ball all that well, and you always have wind to contend with.
Mark Brand from Soft Billies here cheering for the Cubs. Here's Rob Thompson. There's a drive in the right field going back. Moreland. He's there to make the catch. 2 gone. And here's Jose Uribe.
And Sutcliffe can use an easy inning here in the 7th. He threw a lot of pitches, including 10 straight balls in the 6th. He'd like to keep this one to 5 or 6 pitches if he could.
You know, I mentioned the other night reading in the paper about this 100th anniversary of a famous Italian restaurant here in San Francisco, the Fior d'Italia, which is owned by good friends of mine and relatives of Gene Micheletti, Gene and Giorgetti's restaurant in Chicago. And to celebrate their 100th anniversary, they serve food at the prices that prevailed 100 years ago. I want to read you some of the items. Here's a pitch in there for a strike call. Veal saute, 5 cents. Risotto with clams, 10 cents. Veal scallopini, 15 cents. Calf's liver, 15 cents. Uribe had a cut. Tenderloin steak, 30 cents. Veal cutlets, 10 cents. Chicken broiled, 20 cents. Tortellini bologna, 5 cents. Chicken, 25 cents. And then they got on the bottom of this menu, any inattention or overcharge, please report to manager. You could have all those items for less than $1.
There's nothing like 100-year-old liver, Harry. You sure they didn't dig that up from one of the old lockers somewhere?
No, it wasn't even in Al Capone's vault. The count has gone to 3-2.
How about that?
Hey, look at that.
They rented a plane for us.
Did that. There's a ground ball. Francona steps on the bag for the out. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we got to get some runs. At the end of 7, it's tied up at 1. With Steve Stone, Harry Carey back at Candlestick Park. We go down to the top of the 8th, and Rick Sutcliffe's going to be leading it off. Steve Lasko, lifetime Cub fan from Walnut Creek, which is suburban area here, cheering for the Cubs. And that airplane, we understand that Irving Park is a sports bar in downtown San Francisco where they have a dish to pull in the Cubs telecast. The Irving Club. Here's Sutcliffe trying to win his own game here. Fastball a little bit inside. Top of the 8th.
Since 1980, Mike Lacoste has only completed 5 games. So I'm sure Roger Craig will keep a close eye on him.
Ball 2 is high. 2 balls, no strikes. The top of the batting order. With Dunston, Francona, and Sandberg would follow if Sutcliffe can get on there. 2 balls, no strikes. They'll follow even if he doesn't get on there. But better that he be on. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. Thompson throws the first, easy out. Here's Dunston now. After going 4 for 4 Friday night, he's nothing out of his last 8.
Chris Brown is very close to the line at third base, but he's a step in back of the bag. Dunston, who's been working on his bunting, might like to try to lay one down that way if Brown doesn't come in.
He laid one down in the first inning, and Brown made a good play to throw him out. Sean Dunston. Oh, boy, he had a good ball to hit. He fouled it off. 1 strike and nothing.
Will Clark is very close to the line at first base. So they're taking the lines away from Dunston.
1 away. Outside to even the count. A ball and a strike. We're in the 8th inning, tied up at 1. First game of the doubleheader. Strike on the outside corner. Boy, Lacoste is throwing just as good now as he did earlier. One and 2 the count. Now the pitch. Bouncing ball. Brown nicely up with the throws in time.
There's no other way to play this ball but come in, charge it aggressively, and pick out the short hop, and Chris Brown does it perfectly. This is a tough play. Brown makes it look easy. He comes in with good hands, then makes the off-balance throw and gets plenty on it. Watch it one more time.
Here's Francona. He's been stopped today. He had 1 out of 5 Friday night, driving in a very important run. 2 out of 5 yesterday, driving in the 2 winning run. And he's 0 for 3 today. There's a line drive in the left center field, but Leonard is there, and he makes the cut. That ball was stroked. 1, 2, 3, nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied up at 1. Harry Carey back at Candlestick Park. Here's Mike Lacoste, the pitcher. He's 0 for 2 today. The pitch to him. He ducks out of the way. Lacoste is 0 for 6 for the season. Now the delivery. Fouled it back to the screen.
Sutcliffe threw so very well his last time out against San Diego. He took a big lead into the 9th inning, only to have it dissolve, and he got a no decision. He's throwing another gem here today. Hopefully the Cubs will be able to get something going and earn the big guy another win.
There's a curve strike call. I'm surprised that left-hand hitter like Mumphrey or Bosley's not playing against a fellow like Lacoste, who's a sidearm right-hander. You would think you'd want to get as many left-hand hitters as you could. Francona's the only one on the batting order. Strike 3 call. That's a 6th strikeout for Sutcliffe. He's walked 3, one of them intentionally. Here's Gladden.
Apparently Jim Fry is trying to get both Gary Matthews and Ron Cey one more at bat. If anybody gets a base hit next inning, Cey will come to bat, and then Matthews. Because usually at this time of a tight ball game, Jim Fry usually goes to his defensive alignment, but it isn't the case here today.
1 out, nobody on. Here's Dan Gladden. He's 0 for 3 today. Fastball is high. The Stojaks from Harvey, Illinois, hoping to see the Cubs win a doubleheader. There's a fastball at the knee. A ball and a strike. 1 out. We're in the 8th. There's Roger Craig, the manager of the Giants. He was going to bunt. Did he draw back in time? He did, I guess. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Gladden hitting .270 for the year. Here's the pitch. Popped it up on the infield. Hey, Sandberg can't find it. Now he does, and he makes the grab. Francona adjusted quickly when he noticed that Sandberg was having trouble. Watch this play.
Rhino said, I can't see it. Now you can see it. Now Francona comes over, and Sandberg picks up the ball. But that was good thinking on the part of Sandberg. He let Francona know right away that he didn't pick up the pop-up and averted a disaster.
Here's Will Clark now. He's 0 for 3 today. 2 men are out. Sutcliffe getting ready.
Here's a situation where you want to keep the ball away from Clark. If he gets a base hit, you want it on the other side of second base.
Here's the pitch. He swings and he fouls it back. Sutcliffe has thrown him a steady collection of breaking pitches.
Caught him looking with a good curveball over the outside corner in the 3rd inning.
Swung and he missed. And he's ahead of him now 0-2 with 2 out. Sutcliffe allowed a hit only in the 2nd inning. They got 3 of them, 1 of them being a bunt. There's a wild one back to the screen. 1-2 the count.
Probably the biggest difference in the major leagues as opposed to the pitching that Will Clark has seen is the fact that up here, most of the pitchers can get their breaking ball over the plate. many times at the college level. A pitcher throw a good curveball or two, miss with it, and then have to come with them with a fastball. And that's the pitch that he can really drive. Now Jim Fry's calling attention to something. He wants to talk to Harry Wendelstedt.
Wendelstedt coming over to talk to Jim Fry. It must be the count. Well, the scoreboard has it right, 1-2. That's a correct count.
It's 0-2. Apparently Clark fouled that pitch off the bat.
So it is 0-2. That pitch that looked like it was a wild pitch, apparently he foul-tipped it. Fastball missed. He's trying to hit the outside corner. Don't make a mistake to this fella. 2 out in the bottom of the 8th.
I think he's going to throw him one more of those good curveballs. Try to break it from the outside in.
Now the pitch, here it is. Struck him out swinging. The 7th strikeout for Sutcliffe. In 6 of the 8 innings, he's retired the side in order. He's only allowed hits in 1 inning at the end of 8. Still tied at 1. With Steve Stone, Harry Carey back at Candlestick as we go into the top of the 8th. Sutcliffe has retired the side in order in 6 of the 8 innings. With 2 out and nobody on, he went into that control lapse, throwing 10 straight bad pitches in the 6th, walking Brown and Leonard, but then he got Chili Davis to pop up. So the only inning in which they've had hits off him was in the 2nd when they had 3, including a bunt that set up their run when Say made a wild throw to first. Sandberg, who tied it up with a homer in the 4th, is trying to untie it here in the 9th. Cubs won yesterday's ball game with 4 runs in the 9th. Nobody on, nobody out. Lacoste getting ready. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Montreal has come from behind to tie up Houston. 2 balls and a strike to pitch. Ball 3. Lacoste hasn't walked but 1 man. Three balls and a strike to count.
It's time to pick out that good area where you want the fastball and let it all go.
Ooh, he had a cut and fouled it back. Texas edged the Yankees 4-3. Roger Clemens, a 3-hitter. The only run Oakland got was a homer by Kingman. As the Red Sox won 4-1, he fanned 10. Ball 4. The go-ahead run is on, and here's Moreland. It's only the 2nd walk, and Sandberg got them both. Walked in the 1st and now walked in the 9th.
Bullpen is going to start to stir for San Francisco. And Bob Melvin was looking in the dugout to see if Roger Craig wanted a pitch out. Mark Davis, the left-hander. Jeff Robinson, the right-hander.
Here is Sandberg a lead. He bunts. The only play will be the first thing. Sacrifice. Putting it up to Davis and Say. Jody is fanned twice and bounced to the pitcher the other time. Say is fanned once, fouled out once, and flied to center once. Time is called as Bob Melvin goes out to talk to Mike Lacasse.
Cubs might be able to make Lacasse's best pitch work for them. That split finger fastball goes in the dirt quite a bit, especially when you try to overthrow it. And in a tight ball game with a tiring pitcher, Sandberg is going to have to be alert at second base for that short, wild pitcher pass ball.
He threw 2 wild pitches in his last start. Pitch to Jody Davis. Fastball low. 1 ball, no strikes. The go-ahead run in scoring position. Chris Brown, the throw to first for the out. The Adam played perfectly. The ball was hit hard, but Brown is guarding the line. And what normally would be a double to left is an easy out here.
Got to take away the double. And the defense is equal to the task. Good play by Chris Brown. Sandberg having to hold at second.
There's Roger Craig coming out. Two men are gone. Gary Matthews is on deck.
Roger Craig has a decision to make, whether to pitch to the perennial giant killer or pass him and throw to Gary Matthews. Between them, they're 0 for 6. He's going to leave Mike Lacasse in there, but he's probably telling him, don't give Ron Cey anything too good to swing at, especially from the middle of the plate in.
Well, the giant killer's up there. He had 2 homers yesterday. He's hit a ton over his career against them, including 25 in this ballpark. He has 40 home runs during his lifetime. And better than half of them here in this park. Here's Lacasse getting ready. The pitch. Inside, ball 1. You know they're not going to give him a good ball to hit.
Would be very surprised if they did with first base open.
Ron Cey digging in. Just a base hit would put the Cubs ahead. Had a good cut of the fastball, but he fouled it off. Houston and Montreal, they're having quite a ball game. 6-6 at the end of 6. Houston had a big lead. Now ready? Ron Cey waiting. Swung and he missed. He struck him out like that in the 7th. And now he's ahead of him 1-2. Sandberg in scoring position. The delivery. High ball, short right field, will be caught easily. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Still tied 1-all. Carey with Steve Stone. We go on the bottom of the 9th. Listen to this crowd as Chris Brown comes up. Harry Wendelstedt, the plate umpire. The delivery. Ball is high. 2 balls, no strikes. Chris Brown took a look at the third base coach, Gordy McKenzie. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. The pitch on the way. Strike call on the outside corner. Brown has hit 1 homer so far this year. He hit 16 of them last year. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Walked and the winning run is on. Here's Jeff Leonard.
Left fielder Jeffrey Leonard.
Leonard singled and scored their only run in the second inning on a double play, into which Bob Melvin grounded. He flied out on the 4th, and he walked in the 6th. Now Roger Craig has been hitting and running a lot on the very first pitch. Let's see what he does this time.
Brown save very close to the line at third base. Jeff Leonard, the hottest hitting giant.
Now the save time is called. And Leonard is walking towards Gordy McKenzie.
Apparently he didn't pick up the sign the first time, and he doesn't want to leave anything to chance. He wants to make sure that he hears right from the lips of Gordy McKenzie what he wants him to do.
Runner at first. Nobody out. Bottom of the 9th. Tied up 1-1. Fly ball, center field, going back. That'll be easy. Bobby Dernier ran back and then actually came in a step or 2. 1 out. Here's Chili Davis. And you got to worry about this guy.
They still have pinch hitter deluxe Candy Maldonado on the bench. Maldonado 6 for 11, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs as a pinch hitter. And with Bob Melvin due up next, it would lead you to believe if Chili Davis keeps it alive, you'll see Maldonado.
Or Bob Brenly, who'll catch the second game, I suppose. Now the pitch. A little bit low. Chili Davis with 3 homers this year. 15 RBIs, hitting .275. He's had 4 hits in this series. 4 out of 10. It's been tough to get out. There goes the runner. Swung on. Base hit in the right field. Again, they put on the hit and run. And Davis singles to right.
5 successful hit and runs in 3 games for Roger Craig. Right over the head of Terry Francona. Chris Brown breaking on the pitch. Now Bob Melvin is going to hit for himself.
So Melvin's going to be the hitter. Sutcliffe is talking towards the dugout. And here comes Jim Fry. Runners at first and third, only 1 out. That base hit had eyes. It was right between Sandberg and Francona with the runner going. And Brown had no trouble going to third.
Jerry Mumphrey is warming up, which would lead you to believe that Jim Fry is going to make a change. Mumphrey probably will go into left field in place of Gary Matthews. No pitcher warming up at this point, so Rick Sutcliffe is going to be on his own. And now they want to talk about the defense of the double steal or the suicide.
Well, they might bring in Mumphrey as a defensive move in left field. Because there's no pitcher, it's going to be Sutcliffe's game to win or lose. Now that, yeah, that's what it's going to be. Mumphrey is going to left field. A little surprised that Matthews stayed this long in a 1-1 ball game. For that matter, Say too.
Very much surprised, especially because Ron Say made the last out. You'd figure Manny Trio would go in defensively, but that wasn't the case. So now Mumphrey has gone into left field. One thing Melvin has shown, he can hit some fly balls with power. Although he grounded into a double play the first time up, he flied out pretty deep to right field twice. I'm thinking about a bunt here, Harry.
Yeah. The infield's playing halfway. Melvin hit into a double play in the second on which a run scored. Their only other run. Their only run. Now the pitch. Strike, a fastball at the knee. The outfield is shallow. The infield is in.
Infield has to play in because on a slowly hit ball, if you don't think you can get two, you've got to come home.
Takes to third, World's no play. Here's the pitch. And he's ahead of him now on 2. Another fastball. Melvin got around late on it. He could really use a strikeout here. One man out, runners at first and third in the bottom of the 9th with the game tied. The fake to third again.
Just as that particular move never picks anybody off first base, it never fails to evoke the cry of balk from the crowd, and of course it's not.
Here now, McKenzie wants a top. To Bob Melvin. We're going to be talking about 0-2 is the count.
As long as they're talking, Harry, I wouldn't mind seeing a pitch out on this one pitch. Maybe they have something going with Chili Davis at first base, or they might have the suicide call with 2 strikes. You never know.
Here's the pitch. Struck him out! Melvin is called out on strikes. Strikeout number 8.
I'm just a little surprised that Bob Melvin came to bat. He's got some good pinch hitters on the bench, but instead he sends up Melvin, and Sutcliffe, not playing around, just throws a fastball right down the middle. I don't know how that surprised Melvin.
Here now is Rob Thompson. He's 1 out of 3 today. He doubled in the second. Was out on strikes in the 5th. Fly deep to right in the 7th. Now they got to talk over the possibilities of the double steal. And Dernier and Mumphrey engage in conversation.
Mumphrey hasn't been in the outfield here, and he probably wants to talk to Bobby Dernier about how to play Thompson. If he'd like him a little off the line, or if Thompson has shown any power in the series. He really hasn't. They've been playing Thompson shallow, and there you look at John Vukovic. He's telling him where he wants him to play, and now they want Terry Francona in back of Chili Davis at first base. A lot of maneuvering going on here late. Now Terry Francona's in front of Chili Davis. They're giving Davis second base.
On the stretch, the pitch. Popped it up in foul territory, but out of play. 1 strike to nothing. A bright sun, a high sky. Fleeced here and there with little white powder puffs. Each team with 4 hits, each team with 1 error, each team with 1 run. Swings and he fouls it off. Chili Davis was breaking because they're not holding him on. They're concentrating on the hitter. 0-2 the count. Now in this spot he threw a fastball by Melvin. Let's see what he'll do to Thompson. Here it is. Struck him out! Looked like a slider on the outside corner. Strikeout number 9. What a job of pitching. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. At the end of 9, we're tied at 1.
In the kitchen. I fell and broke my acetabular.
Your what?
My acetabular.
I know where it is. I just never heard it called by its whole name before.
The Jeffersons, Monday night at 5:30 on Channel 9.
Would you drive around in this if it was underinsured? What, are you kidding?
And your place here. Would you sleep well if it was half insured?
Not on your life.
That's my point. We've insured you fully on these assets, but not on your life.
Your lifetime earnings are your family's greatest asset. Yet most of us seriously underinsure our lives. Your Aetna agent has a new generation of life insurance program.
Back at Candlestick Park, never a dull moment with the Chicago Cubs, is there? Win or lose, or in some cases even tied. We still got an 8-8 game with Pittsburgh to finish up.
There's been 8 straight 1-run ball games in this park. All 6 games last year were decided by 1 run, and the first 2 games here was 1 run. Let's take a look at the last pitch one more time. He left both Bob Melvin and Rob Thompson standing there on 0-2 fastballs. Just an outstanding job of pitching by Rick Sutcliffe.
Boy, it's a shame he didn't win this one 1-0. He very easily could have. Now we go into extra inning.
Matt Keogh warming up in the bullpen for the Cubs.
And it'll be Jerry Mumphrey leading it off. Mumphrey, who had a big hit in yesterday's victory as a pinch hitter, driving in the run.
Mumphrey's used left and left center very well this year. A lot of pitchers have tried to stay away from him. That's where he likes the ball. He loves to get his arms out. The Giants are playing him around toward left center field. Chili Davis well off the line in right, a big gap in right center. If Jerry can just turn on the ball, he can run all day.
He's hitting .313 for the year. Lacoste fires high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Swung right through it. And that evens a count, a ball and a strike. Boy, I tell you, this is a well-pitched ball game by both men. A high drive, foul, out of play into the left field corner.
Harry, how many times do you see in this day and age 2 starting pitchers battling into the 10th inning?
Both teams have bullpens that are very, very exhausted. That's one of the reasons. Now the pitch on the way. Wild one, that evens the count 2-2. That was a split finger fastball. I wish he'd have thrown that earlier. Only had a runner at third. Lacoste has only given up 4 hits, and that's what Sutcliffe's given up. Ball 3. Ryan Sandberg homered in the 4th. It's a good thing he did.
Lacoste is pitching away from his defense. The defense is playing Mumphrey. Hit the ball to the off field. Lacoste is pitching him inside.
3-2 the count. Foul tip, he's still alive. Boy, they must have 40,000 here today. Fine crowd. Three and two, the count. Dernier on deck. There's a base hit like a bullet. I don't know how they keep that guy out of the ball game, to be honest with you.
He's tough against right-hand pitchers, Harry, especially right-handers that don't throw the ball very hard. He just seems to see the ball well, and he goes right with it.
Hey, he hits better than Matthews. He runs better than Matthews. He throws better than Matthews, and he catches the ball better than Matthews. So what's the big problem?
No argument with you there. But I wouldn't beat around the bush if I were you.
Well, if that isn't telling it like it is, I don't know what is. There you get into, you know, number problems like contracts. I wonder how many games contract won.
Not too many, I don't think. Right-hander and a left-hander for the Giants. Jeff Robinson, Mark Davis, and Matt Keogh warming up for the Cubs.
Bobby Dernier. Oh, he popped it up! What a play by Clark.
Boy, the inability to execute on the part of the Cubs. That's the second bunt that they've been unable to get down. Bobby Dernier pops it up, and a good play by Will Clark. And Bobby's really had his troubles with the sacrifice.
Here's Sutcliffe now. Boy, nice play by Will Clark. Terrible bunt. That's why you lose close ball games. Failure to execute.
Cubs have an opportunity in the third inning. Bobby Dernier singled, and then Rick Sutcliffe popped up a bunt that Mike Lacoste let drop. A play later, Sean Dunston rolled into a double play.
Well, here's Sutcliffe. Maybe he can win his own game. He's done everything else today. Time is called. One out, one on.
I don't know if he'll bunt with Sutcliffe, Harry. I think he will, but hit and run would be a daring call in this situation.
Now Zimmer wants to talk to Sutcliffe.
He's probably telling him, if the man at third base and first base charge you, why don't you take a swing?
Rick Sutcliffe, 30-year-old right-hander, left-handed batter with power when he connects. There's a throw to first. Chris Brown playing very shallow. There's a high fly ball. It's going to be caught. Jeff Leonard grabs it.
That was a hit and run.
Yeah.
Jim Fry did have it on. Jerry Mumphrey running. And the Giants avoided the collision that cost them the ball game yesterday. Coming over. Now watch what happens. Finally, Leonard takes control. Gladden today gives way. Yesterday, he collided with Chili Davis in right center.
All right, here's Dunston, who won a 13-inning game at Montreal earlier this season with a home run. He is 0 for his last 9 after going 4 out of 4 Friday night. Outside, ball one. Mumphrey, the runner at first, 2 away.
Might be worth the gamble to send Jerry Mumphrey. Bob Melvin has taken some time delivering the ball to second base, and his last 2 throws, last night and today, have been high.
Again, he's back. First game of the doubleheader. Sean Dunston trying to get hold of one. Ground ball, that'll end this inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left. We're going to the bottom of the 10th, still tied at 1. Harry Carey with Steve Stone as we go now into the bottom of the 10th. And Uribe is scheduled to lead it off. And then Mike Lacasse. Be interesting to see if they pinch hit for Lacasse as you look at manager Jim Fry. Boy, this will be a big ball game to win, to give you a shot at sweeping the series.
Luis Quinones has got a bat. No, it looks like Candy Maldonado now. So apparently that's going to be it for Mike Lacasse. Boy, did Lacasse pitch a whale of a ball game through 10 innings.
Made one mistake. If it was a mistake, Sandberg just hit a home run. That's the only run the Cubs have had. Cubs have had 8 base runners in 10 innings. Uribe leading it off.
Mike Woodard also swinging a bat down there. So apparently, depending on what Uribe does, we'll see any number of 3 giant hitters.
Curves a little high. Each team has had a total of 8 base runners, and each team scored 1. The Giants on two hits, one of which was a bunt, a wild throw, and a double play. And the Cubs on a home run in the 4th by Sandberg. 2 balls, no strikes. You don't want to walk this little guy. He's 0 for 2 today. 1 out of 6 in the series. Way high, ball 3. He walked the leadoff man, but got out of it in the 9th. There's a strike call. He'd be flirting with disaster if he walks the leadoff man here in the 10th. He did.
You can only go to the well so many times, and Sutcliffe was in a jam in the 2nd. He was in a jam in the 6th. He was in a big jam in the 9th. You just have to wonder how much the big guys got left.
Mike Woodward, little infielder, a Chicago boy, will be the pinch hitter for Lacasse.
Woodard has been up twice in the series, and he's grounded to second base both times, but I think he's up there to lay one down.
Woodward very fast. High, ball 1.
Rick not following through this inning. He's just throwing the ball up, and it's staying up there.
We're going to pause here quickly for station identification.
This is WGN Television, Channel 9, Chicago.
Mike Woodard, born in Melrose Park. '26-year-old infielder. Winning run at first. Save playing very shallow. The ball's butted to save. Oh! What in the world? He had a great play at second base. Let's watch that again.
Tough situation for the Cubs. Watch say. He looks at second. Now he throws to first base. A little too late.
Take, yeah.
And Harry, once again, we just have to be surprised that Ron Say's even in this one late. Manny Trio, usually the defensive replacement, and now Jim Fry coming out that word with Sutcliffe. Nobody warming up in the bullpen, so they're going to talk about the defense. the bunt in this situation.
How'd they call that play? They didn't give him a hit. They haven't charged an error yet. I guess they're discussing it. He should have had somebody. He held the ball. He looked at second and he had a play, but he didn't throw the ball. Then he did a double take to first and threw too late. They're going to give him a hit.
Center fielder, Dan Gladden.
And give is the proper term.
Some generous scoring. That should have been a fielder's choice, if anything else.
Here's Dan Gladden now. He swings, a fly ball. Bobby Dernier back. Makes the catch. Here's a runner, the winning run advancing to third. Gladden surprised the Cubs, I'm sure, by swinging at the first pitch. He hit the ball deep enough to advance the runner.
Gamble pays off by Roger Craig. He doesn't bunt with Gladden, but he does hit the ball far enough. And Bobby Dernier wisely gets the ball quickly into second base to make sure Woodard stays at first and the double play stays in order.
They're looking into the dugout for instructions here. They're going to walk Will Clark intentionally to bring up Chris Brown. This will be the 6th walk given up by Sutcliffe. 2 of them will have been intentional. So the Giants will have the bases loaded with only 1 out. And Chris Brown, Sutcliffe had struck Will Clark out twice. Well, they're gambling here on the play anywhere. Either to go for the double play, depending on how the ball is hit, or to get the man out at the plate. Brown digging in. Goes back to second base. Identical tie, same run, hits, and air. Can't walk this man. There's no place to put him.
Sandberg in very close at second base, as is Francona at first. They're going to come home, trying to get the home to first double play on a ground ball.
High pop fly. Center field wants to play at the plate. Here's the catch. Here's the throw. Terrible throw. And the Giants have won the ball game 2-1. Boy, this is just sharp center field. Watch it.
Helpless feeling as the ball just sails over the head of Jody Davis.
We'll have the totals and the highlights in a moment. Listen east on Harry Carey back in Candlestick Park. You know, Sutcliffe now has a record of 1-4. 2 of those 4 losses, his team was shut out, and the other 2 he lost by scores of 2-1. The first one opening day, the other one here today. I don't know how you can pitch any better But if you don't make more than one run, you're not going to win many, and he isn't.
Well, on this road trip, he's got a no decision and a loss to show for two outstanding efforts against San Diego and the Giants, Harry. And with no offense, it's tough, and if you don't execute, you're not going to win. And the Cubs failed to lay down a bunt. Then they made a critical mistake in the last inning, and that was it for both the Cubs and Rick Sutcliffe.
It looks like they're just dedicated to playing Matthews and Say, regardless of game situations now, to give them a complete opportunity to prove that they're as good as they were.
I can understand probably Ron Say hitting in this ballpark because he's killed the Giants. He's hit 40 home runs here. What I can't understand is defensively in the last inning. You know it's going to be a one-run ball game when you go into extra innings. And Manny Trio at third base certainly is a better defensive player.
All right. Come back, get the second game, still get out of here with 3 out of 4.
See you then.
Okay, here are the totals now. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the San Francisco Giants. The winner, Mike Lacoste, he's now 2-0. For the Cubbies, it's 1 run. That was a homer by Sandberg. 5 hits and 1 error. Their loser is Rick Sutcliffe. His record now 1-4. The game-winning RBI, of course, goes to Chris Brown, and it was his 3rd of the year. This is only the first game of the doubleheader, so don't leave us. We have another exciting game coming up in a few minutes. Now with Steve Stone, Harry Carey from San Francisco until we start the second game, reminding you that I'm a Cub fan and I'm a Bud man, and win or lose, I hope you are too. So long, everybody.
And